Hello guys, remember this HP Z240 from the dumpster like last month? I'm going to finally try to get it running since I have solid state drive now. Some Gigastone SSD. We'll be installing that and running Windows 10. See how that goes. Not sure where to install it yet. I haven't quite decided where I want to put that drive yet since it's not a 3.5 inch. What's kind of nice about HP's small form factor workstations is you can do quite a bit of things toollessly, which is the only thing I like about them. Otherwise, no. I don't really... Actually, I think I can put a 2.5 inch drive down in here, maybe. You know, I've decided just not to mount this. I don't really care, and it doesn't matter. I think I also can test out some of my other small optical drives in here, since they have that tiny... Since the thing has the tiny SATA power. And if anyone that didn't watch the first video, we have an i5 6500 and 16 gigabytes of DDR4. It's actually 2666 megahertz, but it's being downclocked because I think the maximum speed on the CPU is like 2133 megahertz. But it doesn't matter. It's still not going to be that bad. I'm going to turn it on now. I'm going to just boot straight into Windows 10 because that's what I'm going to be installing today. I think I selected the USB to boot off of, so yeah, there we go. Looks like we're going to be starting booting, which is great. And having this with an SSD should be a decent experience. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll replace the thermal paste on here, because considering they upgraded it, it probably isn't super old. I find it kind of weird that it's just already running at a higher resolution instead of like incredibly low. Alright, here we go. This should hopefully be a lot faster than the last install we did. We're also probably doing this on USB 3 speed this time. You're not going to be able to hear this at all, but these fans are so quiet. It's amazing. I know some of you probably be like, install Linux, but I have not tried that yet, and I don't really think it makes sense for right now. But maybe in the future. But not today. Okay, I think that we might be through the first phase now. Yeah, I think we are. I think I can probably pull out my USB stick now, but I'm gonna wait a moment first. I find this protected by HP sure start splash screen every time kind of annoying. And there we go. We'll just get through the rest of the setup real quick. I guess I'll just call the user Z240 because I don't have any ideas right now. And of course, you all know the best part. I mean, as the surprise of nobody, this is way faster than using a hard drive, which is why I waited a while for this. I believe this system came out at some point between 2015 and 2017. I mean, some of the parts in here say 2017, but that means I don't think you can really run older Windows versions than like 10 easily, or at least I think there aren't drivers from versions before that. So, I don't know. We're not going to do anything lower than 10 for sure. And we're already there. It's not. I don't even know if it's been more than 10 minutes. If that. We also have a built-in speaker, which is awesome. Because I don't have any speakers hooked up down here right now. I guess I have to connect to the internet at this point. USB removed. I'm just going to use some random other TP-Link thing I got. I don't know if that's going to work automatically or if I have to use the driver disk. Well, networks do show up, but I'm going to test it out. The disk in here, see if this drive works anyway. Ooh, that sounds nice. Let's give that a moment. It did get detected, which is good. Listen to that disk spin, man. I love it. Why do we move away from this? I believe some versions of this HP Z240 had an SD card reader right here, but we don't have it. This isn't even a dummy card, it just doesn't come out, so it doesn't exist, unfortunately. And the installation of the driver is finished, so we'll just take that out and move on. Well, we're connected to the internet now, so we'll start getting some updates. And it looks like they actually still have the wrong time by default for some reason. I'll have to fix that in a moment. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this won't take long because of the SSD. And probably a half decent network connection. Yeah, there's our SSD and our CPU and our RAM, which is being downclocked, unfortunately. But it is what it is. This is actually the speed I use on my main computer, honestly. The fans are still being dead silent, which is good. What was that? Okay, just made a sound. I don't know what that was. Just gonna install Firefox because I can't stand Edge. Kind of funny that Skype still installs on here for some reason. It might just be part of the installation media I made like in 2023, but it's shutting down. I don't know why it's there. Looks like we have a few missing devices. We'll probably fix that soon. Whenever drivers install or something. I don't know. I wonder if Windows is going to just be activated or if I'm going to have to do something about it. I just took a glance at the back of the machine. It does have a Windows 10 Pro sticker on it, so maybe it just will activate, which would be something nice, I suppose. I haven't thought about what if I could put a small graphics card in here for like cheap gaming or something for somebody, maybe even just me as an extra. I would have to get a pretty small low power graphics card in here, but it could be possible. Might be something I consider. Although, yeah, limited power because we have our not questionable so much, but weird proprietary power supply and proprietary motherboard stuff. So it kind of just has to live here as is. It can't be very long though, or I might have to remove this piece of plastic here for this fan shroud or something. And then I would get over here. Unfortunately, it has to be so small, so it's gotta be very specific. Not the best. The only noise I can hear on this thing is on this power supply that sounds slightly whiny for some reason. I'm not sure why. And this fan sometimes seems to make these tiny little sounds that sound similar to a hard drive. Kind of annoying, but it's so quiet anyway. Alright guys, CPU Z pulled up. Here's some more detailed information if anybody wants to know about it. 2017 BIOS version. And there's our memory. Whoever, it's just Samsung made it. And the graphics drivers are not installed yet, so this is invalid. Okay, I might be partly wrong about the drivers thing. It says the Intel like HD for this version does have Windows 7 support even, so forget what I said earlier, maybe. Drivers. Okay, so I guess we get Intel HD graphics 530. Well, we unfortunately reached that point where this decides to exist. I didn't think we'd get this version of the control panel. Kind of interesting how all these HP towers are very similar, aren't they? Similar design, similar size, just updated. Updates part's done. I just have to get a few more drivers for some other stuff, but if we're going to do any gaming, it probably doesn't really matter. Okay, I fixed most of the missing devices, but I can't figure out what the last one is right now. But I don't really care because I don't think it matters to me. Alright, we got Steam. I want to find out if Bejeweled Twist works with 3D stuff on 6th generation iGPUs. Because that's the newest I've been able to test so far. And there's the speaker. It doesn't sound great, but it's there. I'll find out in a second. Well, it seems that 6th generation is too far. This game doesn't work properly with it, which is unfortunate. So I guess 4th gen really is the newest I can get away with for Bejeweled Twist to work on Windows 10 properly, which is kind of sad. That's the speaker, I guess, though. That speaker sounds pretty bad, but whatever, it's free. Well, I guess I'll try Minecraft next. I think I'll just do Java, maybe. I'm sure Bedrock will run just fine. Yeah, let's get my latest version of Java and see how that goes. It might be decent. Alright, we're going to start it with whatever the default settings are and see how that goes. I don't know how long this will take, but I'm not going to make you watch it all. Okay, that took no time at all. Let's open the F3 menu up. I'm not sure why it's laggy, but it might just be because of loading chunks. I'll come back in a moment. It's pretty consistently laggy whenever I'm walking around with the current default settings. I mean, I guess once any chunks start loading, it seems to be pretty laggy. I'm going to turn the settings down a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go 8 chunks and whatever the other default settings are on here. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. Now that I did that, it's looking a lot better at 60 in these chunks that we already loaded. Oh boy. I think a thunderstorm just happened while I'm here. That's interesting. This is running good. I turned it to 8 chunks. Fancy. I'm not loading 8 chunks right now, but this is pretty playable. I've been playing this for a little bit, just loading some chunks as you would do normally by playing the game. It does dip a bit into like 30s or below, but this is Java. This is kind of what you would expect, honestly. But yeah, you can totally play this comfortably. I think I'll try Bedrock Edition anyway, just see how that goes. And honestly, this thing's still pretty usable for some light games as is, or even just if you want to use it for web browsing. I don't know why it got chucked. Kind of wasteful. Definitely not the best CPU, but it could have been worse. Could have been i3 or something, you know? Okay, Minecraft, act like I don't play the game before. This is rude. Okay, we're here with default fancy settings on, but I'm in a desert, so that's not a great benchmark. Let me try to get a different area. Oh yeah, we were on render distance 10. All the settings are enabled. Like, it's just fancy. Which, you know, this is being a lot smoother than Java is, which is what I expected. Alright, here we are in a forest instead. Just gonna run through there. I am not noticing the FPS looking like it's dipping below 60, which is great. This is the thing I like about Bedrock a little bit more, is it just kind of runs better. Yeah. I'm sure this can handle good YouTube playback and other media. And probably can play Roblox as well for anybody that wanted to do that. But yeah, there's Minecraft. I don't know what else to play on here. Maybe some other light games technically work, but I don't really want to go through all of them. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to be testing on the HP today that I found in that dumpster. Because I'm sure it'll run some other lighter games, maybe some things like, I don't know, Half-Life 2 or something. I don't really want to do that right now, since I never even bothered playing it, honestly. Yeah. So there we go. Got a nice system up and running. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing with it, but I could probably daily drive this, honestly. Other than the fact that some of my other games are definitely not going to run. What do you guys think? What should I use it for? I know some of you would want me to install Linux on here, but I'm not doing that right now, like I said. Maybe in the future. Thanks for watching the video. See you later.